on my right, thousands by my side. War between good and evil, watching our fists collide. Battle for our freedom now, to the streets we ride. Flags waving all around, pages full of pride. This is where we make a stand, no more give or take. March around the Capitol, storm the city gates. Putting pressure on their necks until the truth breaks. All walls of corruption, take out all the snakes. Star Spangled Banner, got it playing loud and proud. People from all walks of life filling up the crowd. Defend the Constitution, many warriors have vowed. Casting down any among us who have bucked and cowed. Enough with tyranny, we come to take our country back. For all citizens, white, red, brown, or black. Return her to a form of glory, fix that bloody crack on the crown. Fetch it down, it's going down.
My mama told me, yeah, she warned me that this day would come. I'm like my father, go to combat with the blazing guns. I survived that, then I came back to the place I'm from to face off all these haters and the battle in the place I love. You can't break me down, I'm indivisible. You still see my raps if I was invisible. But I'm standing tall, and I spit the truth. So you all appalled, cause you know it's true. They call it freedom cause the fallen troops pay for this. I love this country, doesn't matter how much hate I get. I take my colors in the battle, ain't no wavering. Cause this is for my warriors who marching to the cadences. This is for the sisters working hard on the ship.
Good Sunday evening. You're tuned in to the Sunday edition of the Melanated Rebel News Network, broadcasting to you live out of the beautiful and historic city of Charleston, South Carolina, broadcasting to you live. I'm your host, Ricky Manor, broadcasting to you another episode of something that you guys should know, something very informative, something that we should take with us to the front lines. There are things that we will discuss today that also we will be discussing in the trenches. And by what I mean the trenches, there's just some things that are not YouTube friendly, so this is where I want to take time to thank my patriotic and beautiful sister Melissa Foster and her strong, brave husband Jesse Foster for helping me put together something that I can deliver this message to you with its clarity and also with the First Amendment, exercising it to its fullest. And that would be this right here, www.themelanatedrebelnewsnetwork.com. Or if you're just too lazy to type all of that and you just want to get a quick fix to get to where you got to go, take the shortcut, mrnewsnetwork.com. So just kind of think about MrNewsNetwork.com, because I am Mr. News Network. The news network that does not like CNN, a communist news network. The news network that's not like Fox News, that posing news network. The real stuff, not the bullshit, okay? And, you know, when we talk about CNBC, CNS, whatever the fuck they are, see, their name's not even significant anymore, because now you have a news network that's dedicated to you and a safe space for us, the Patriots. So, with that being said, This week, I want to introduce what we call Operation Love, lifting our voices equally. We're going to talk about that more in detail on another broadcast. I hopefully can bring that to you tomorrow night. One thing I also want to do before I get started, because I'm going to go in full throttle here, is I want to wish my Patriots a wonderful Sunday afternoon. I want to thank you guys for your donations that you got coming for me. The lagging and bullshit that you see in my streams is going to come to an end. As a matter of fact, as of Wednesday afternoon, I will have my new desktop here so I could actually give you a more professional and a more thorough broadcast, something that you guys deserve, especially you Patriots who've been donated to the cause. You're about to get your money's worth this week. And you Patriots that are signed on, that are subscribed to my Patreon, you're about to get your money's worth this week. I promise you, because I don't put my money's worth into this fucking computer. But you know what, though? The cool part is I'm giving you something that you guys need. I want to give a big shout out to Skleck. Welcome to the chat room. What's going on? Aunt Melissa Foster of MD Foster Creations, the also creator of the website, who also told you guys if you want to be a part of this thing we got going on, text Patriot to area code 843-732-2892 so you'll know when I go live. Brian Raines, what's good with you today? What's going on, Long Tom Son? What's going on, Alina Prim? What's going on, Rocket Man, Rocket Matrix, the guy who's been with me from day one? What's going on over there? Story 19, thank you for tuning in over there on Twitch. Oh, over there on Twitch? My people on Twitch, you're going to like this because we're going to have on Sundays gaming with a political twist, where I'm going to be playing games and actually talking to you guys, because once my computer gets in, I'm going to be able to deliver you the broadcast that you guys deserve. So if Twitch want a gamer over there, guess what? They're getting a fucking gamer, and they're getting a patriot, and they're getting an affirmative patriot. So here we go. Otto von Bismarck, thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to the show. I want to get started because, it's nice outside, and I don't want to, spend too much time on this, but I want to give you guys something to stew on. But before I go further, I really want you guys to check this out on a daily basis, mrnewsnetwork.com, and go to the news stories. I drop videos there daily. I want you to like. I want you to comment. I want you to subscribe. I want you to share. And also, if you comment on these videos, your name grows in a drawing that's going to be drawn on Easter Sunday. I'm going to be putting your name in a hat, and we're all going to draw it right here live on the Melanated Rebel News Network. So if you comment on the videos, you're going to win something very special. I'm not telling you what it is, but it's going to be something very special. And I'm going to be sending it to you, and if you like, I will autograph it for you. All right? Also, a new idea that I'm tinkering with is the Ricky Manor bobbleheads. You'll be able to have a bobblehead of me in your car. That's just an idea I'm toying with. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on today's subject, because we got so much ground to cover. Because I seen a funny Facebook meme on, I think it was Friday, around the same time that the George Floyd crime bill that came up in the news. And I had an epiphany. Now, I was going to cover this bullshit for you on Friday, but I wanted to spread a message of love. Because when I saw this, it kind of threw my mood off, and I didn't want to throw the mood off of my Patriots here. I wanted you guys to have a good weekend, because I didn't know how to convey this message without it throwing off my mood, and I didn't want to do that to you guys. I wanted to find a way that I could bring this to you guys with the clarity that it deserves, so I had to stew over this for a couple of days. And last night, after hanging out with my friends and doing the things I did over the weekend, and I came to the way to do this, okay? The way to do this. Now, Abraham Clark asked me about what's up with Ryan Dawson. I don't know what's up with Ryan Dawson, but if you want to catch up with him, you can catch him at vid.ancreport.com or social.ancreport.com. I got to catch up with him. He and I are supposed to do a show when he gets back to Japan. Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying. But see, I didn't want to throw off anybody's mood Friday, because it made me angry, and it made me more angry as I was going to do this Friday. But then I thought I better, get out the house, hang with my friends, and step away from the studio a little bit, because I had to spiritually allow myself to do this. Now, I saw this crazy meme that it got my attention. It was funny. I actually posted it on my personal Facebook page before I took it off. And here's the meme. It says, only black parents can translate this, okay? Now, there's a lot of people in here who can translate this. I'm going to leave it up here for a second, okay? And when I saw this, I was laughing, but then it became a very sad thing. As I discussed this with my wife and one of her coworkers, I found myself very angry. I got angry. And I started thinking about shit. And let's just go. But, then I thought about the George Floyd bill that came out and how, the Congressional Black Caucus was just standing there posing as if they'd done something special by throwing this bill out there. You know what I'm saying? And so here's that old Congressional Black Caucus, that everybody talks about. They're a bunch of bootlicks, if you ask me. There's your Congressional Black Caucus, as they talked about the whole George Floyd bill, right? What's going on, Brandon Carpenter? Welcome to the room. These motherfuckers right here. This is what I don't like, this whole Congressional Black Caucus, and I'm going to tell you why. These motherfuckers are who... Let me get myself straight here because I got to remember I'm on YouTube. These motherfuckers here are what I would call the generation that was resentful, and we shouldn't celebrate them being in a position of power. If you're a melanated person, this picture right here should scare the ever-loving shit out of you. Just look at these people. Look at their ages. Right? We got that one young guy out there, but the rest of them, they kind of look like your church staff, your church members. This is that resentful, abusive, and self-hating generation that sold you the fuck out to their racist white masters, and they sealed the deal with this last election when they allowed it to be YouTube-friendly, questionable. Because we've all been taught what we had to go through to actually have the right to vote in a fair election. We all went through that. Oh, not only did they fail the melanated community, they did their job. What's going on, Mr. Palmer? So not only did they fail the melanated community, it gets worse. These motherfuckers here, okay? They're very resentful, very abusive. They're self-hating. They pretty much reversed everything that the civil rights generation had done on a positive note. Now, keep in mind, not everyone in the civil rights generation was civil rights minded. The brothers and sisters that you saw out there in the streets with Malcolm, Huey, Bobby Seale, and even with Martin Luther King in his last 11 months, and it's very important to emphasize his last 11 months, they don't represent the bravery of an entire generation. It was the cowards of that generation that gotten them killed. This was that generation that listened to the pork chop eating, bubble lip, buttermilk biscuit crumb spitting, shucking and jiving black preacher and a racist pot smoking skin flute playing white liberal woman on how to execute a divorce, break up a family, leaving the next generation to be weed wearing wicked witches and medicated Johnny bastard seeds to represent a stereotype of a race of people in America. And guess what? There is a you-know-who around every corner that gets paid when they sign, seal, and deliver the stereotype through music, through the movie industry, through every other entertaining facet out there. This was that generation that sent their kids behind enemy lines to be medicated and indoctrinated with self-hate, and now our white counterparts are wondering how and why they're getting hit with that southpaw of their children being now forcefully indoctrinated with self-hatred from being white. It happened to us first. You got to remember, the deep state white liberals, they always experiment on the melanated people before they push the envelope onto the larger and more powerful established masses, which we would call our white counterparts. It happens like that with everything they do. This is that generation that talked to their kids like they wasn't shit. The generation who bragged of beating their kids with belts, Hot Wheels tracks, switches, cussing them out, calling them names, embarrassing them, humiliating them, dehumanizing them in front of other people. What does that do to a child's self-esteem? Well, we see the results nowadays. This was also that generation that fucking squandered the wealth that was given to them. And now, instead of having something to give to these kids, we sell them off to the military or some white liberal prison industrial complex. Because we don't have enough in us to send them to college. And Black Lives Matter collected $5 billion and they did the same goddamn thing. Took the money, gave it to rich white liberals, and the black community is worse off than it was before these little white communists came in there throwing bricks and spray painting walls and just tearing shit up. If that wasn't a racist thing they done last summer, I don't know what the fuck is. But the crazy part is, they convinced the melanated community to like what they did. They like it. They say that they're going somewhere with this because these assholes on this picture that I'm showing you is saying, hey, it's okay. The jokes that we tell nowadays of abuse, that's because being cussed out, being beat with Hot Wheels tracks and hit and left in a fucking car on a hot summer day while the parents went inside the grocery store to shop is exactly what it is, abuse. A loving father wouldn't have to be forced to financially support his family and damn sure wouldn't need someone who would force him to do it. A loving mother would not talk to her child like he or she ain't shit and would want that father around to provide and protect instead of robbing him and terrorizing him in the child support courts. Or as Mr. Palmer would call it, being a fucking baby mama's terrorist or an alquisha. This is that generation that has matured to the reverence and reverent to like the people that you see in this Congressional Black Caucus. This Congressional Black Caucus that still works for the white supremacist masters and have you all fooled with fucking symbology instead of tangibles. These black Democrats ain't doing shit for you. They sat back and promoted this bill as if a sorry lot of you celebrated something special. First of all, I'm going to play into it with all that you think about George Floyd. I'm just going to play into the whole script. Let's just say George Floyd was a real human being, but we all know George Floyd wasn't a real human being. George Floyd was a figment of whatever shitty writer's imagination at the time to promote negative race relations. But we'll talk about that more in the trenches. However, this crime bill that says police can no longer this crime bill says that police can no longer racially profile people. Well, if we see this shit correctly, and if my memory serves me correctly, George Floyd wasn't racially profiled against. George Floyd wasn't racially profiled against. George Floyd, the character George Floyd, tried to pass a fake $20 bill. The character George Floyd was high on fentanyl. The character George Floyd wasn't killed by a chokehold. The dumbass character of George Floyd pretty much waited for the police to show up, which was a part of the script. And the bill says that the police can no longer initiate chokeholds, but George Floyd wasn't killed by a chokehold. He was killed by a knee to the back of his neck, according to the script, and according to the autopsy on the script, he was high on fentanyl. Now, what about the other methods that police can use to kill someone out there? And, that wasn't named on this bill. A cop can tase you by throwing your heart rhythm way the fuck off. A cop can suffocate you with an anti-spit bag, as we've seen. And in the case of Elijah McClain, which was unscripted, and a real case that should have gotten way more attention than George Floyd, because this was just a child on his way home, racially profiled by the cops. The cops can be allowed to administer a high dose of medicine without knowing what medicines that this child was allergic to, which ended up killing him in police custody or initiated by police officers. Also, can we talk about the millions of dollars that the jail system gets by treating their patients with experimental medicines that could cause permanent damage to someone's physical health while they are temporarily incarcerated? They do this. What does the George Floyd crime bill deliver to you? A man's name, a fictional character's name with a a real black person's face on it, and they call that action against police brutality. If this bill had passed before the George Soros movie, George Floyd's character would have still been killed. I wish you duppies be more like your other protected groups. Be more like the Jews. Be more like the gays. Be more like the Hispanics. Be more like everybody else that's protected. And I want to tell you why. Because everything that's delivered to them, they know what is in this bill, how it benefits them, and they know when to tell them to. They know when the food isn't right, and they know when to tell the waitstaff to take it back. However, you guys want to just celebrate that somebody's name is on it and that some blackface delivered it to you. But, okay, in this case, we're going to use the restaurant as an example. Let's just say that you're in the restaurant and you got a black waitstaff and she brings you the wrong order, which she has brought you the wrong order in this case. Or the food is cold. Or it took too long for the food to get to the table. Do you still tip her just because she's black? Stop tipping these fucking black Democrats. With your vote, with your support, with you defending them when someone calls them out. If a white person calls out these black Democrats, you want to call them racist. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, wouldn't it be fucking racist if they said nothing at all? Tell me the fucking truth here. You motherfuckers acting like bitches that forever want something in your arsenal to bitch about instead of demanding to have less to bitch about as time goes on. These old Negroes ain't doing shit for you. These old Negroes that you just saw in that picture, they ain't doing shit for you. I would love to know why most of you still back them. Give me a good, valid reason why you back them still yet. And then they'll tell you that my flag is more detrimental to your well-being in America than the deadly nothingness that they're doing for you at this moment. The deadly nothingness. Because some people will say, hey man, that flag represents slavery. Hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on. Because we can say the same thing about the Stars and Stripes, but we're not going to go into a history lesson here. But let's talk about what did happen. A little short history lesson. After the Civil War, when the North came and took over the South, after using segregated troops to do this, by the way, after treating the segregated troops, the black troops, like they wasn't shit, paying them less to use them as cannon fodder, the war was won, the South had lost, and what they done was impose the 13th Amendment by your honest aid. So what does the 13th Amendment do? Well, it takes the slave from the private plantation owner to the prison industrial complex, which we see in disproportionate numbers unto this very day. So slavery never ended. With that being said, people who benefited from this are the beneficiaries of this action are the Democrats from then up until this very day who have billions of dollars invested in these systems of privatized prisons. What you would call systemic racism, which is why it surprises me to no end that you voted and celebrated and championed the come swallow Harris to be the vice president, talking about black girl magic, when she has used this prison system to get her family much more richer, locking up innocent black men, which that's what you claimed you were against, passed their sentence so they could work as slaves in the California State Correctional Facility. So all of you fucking weed-wearing wicked witches and Johnny Bastard seeds out there screaming black girl magic, posting her picture up on social media, I agree with you for one thing. That's black girl magic. Abracadabra, she made many a niggas disappear. But you celebrate her. I don't get it. Abracadabra, black girl magic. But you know what? I'm gonna hit on y'all weed-wearing wicked witches before I get off of here. Y'all have the fucking gall to sit around and worry about Meghan Markle. Now, this whole shit happened with the George Floyd bill Friday, and y'all didn't even stop to think about it. Like, yeah, we got the George Floyd bill, but what about Meghan Markle? Who gives a flying fiddle-faddle fuck about Meghan Markle? Y'all motherfuckers got the biggest double standards when it comes to interracial dating. Oh, Meghan Markle's in the fucking, she's in the royal family. We got a sister girl in the royal family. She don't even look like you, motherfucker. She doesn't even look like you. But it's funny because y'all stupid motherfuckers will sit around and say, we got us a sister girl in the royal family, but she's being mistreated in the royal family. But y'all were celebrating that she was married into the royal family. Why don't black men get that kind of love when they marry outside of their race, when they date up? Because you know what? There's a lot of black men that were, or melanated men that came from the ghetto, hooked up with a Becky from the gated community, and she changed his life around. You should be clapping for him on that same accord with the same sentiment. But no, he's a sellout when he does some shit like that. Kamala Harris married to a white man. But she hurt all these black people. You know this, but she still gets championed. But let that have been a melanated man who locked up all these black men and married to a white woman, adopted white kids, didn't have any white kid, black kid offsprings whatsoever. Not even mixed, not even mulatto, not even 25%, not even a tenth of black kids. Just straight up adopted the white woman's white kids. Y'all would have a field day talking about that nigga, calling him all kind of Uncle Toms and Coons and whatever Sambos you can think of. Weak beta males and whatever. This is why I don't listen to you motherfuckers. This is why I don't take you serious when you start talking that dumb shit. This is why I laugh at you. And y'all Negro net orcs. That's what you gotta go to the website to go into the vocabulary section or the Melanated Rebel glossary to know what a Negro net orc is. But it's a bunch of these Negro net orcs that sit around and stalk people. It's a bunch of Negro net orcs on freaking TikTok. I never understood the Negro net orc. I had several Negro net orcs that would come to my page. I blocked them because I just got tired of seeing their stupid shit in my comment section, because it just kind of threw my day off a little bit, because I'm like, if somebody's that stupid, I'm not even going to engage that person. Then they would make up another account just so they could follow me to delete negative shit on my comment section. And I'm like, listen, motherfucker, I'm not coming to your page calling your shit out. I'm not coming to your page listening to your self-loathing, your whining, and your bitching. And so what? If you say that I'm no longer black, that's a compliment. You locked me out of a burning house. If I'm no longer black and I hear you bitch about being black and how fucking hard it is for you to be black in America, you telling me that I don't have to wear that fucking anchor anymore to swim in the pool? Thank you, motherfucker. Now leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, he was one of them, but I think Grand Admiral Games was a white supremacist, pretending like he was black. I'm talking about the Negro net orcs, these black folk that sit around here and fucking, there's one guy I specifically blocked because he would like flood my comment section. And he would like tag his other Negro net orcs to come over and flood the comment section. I blocked him. This motherfucker comes back with another name just to call me a coon and a sellout every time I drop the video. I'm like, do I affect your life? Do I impact your life that much that you have to leave me comments and you have to make it your business? Because it takes some time to make a new TikTok account. It does. You know, unless you get kicked off the site altogether, you don't have to worry about making a new account. But it takes some time. More time to invest in just trolling a person that you dislike instead of just not even acknowledging that person. Cancel culture for you. Now, the one Negro network that I'm talking about, he was older than me. He was older than me. So this is, if he raised any children or if he stuck around to raise his kids at all, you know what I'm saying? Because we know how the fuck they do. You're older than me talking about how established you are in life, trying to compare bank accounts to me. Dude drove a nice truck, but I drive a nicer Camaro. Dude drove a nice truck, but I drive a nicer Camaro. Dude said I got a job working in the oil fields. I work for myself. You know, so, but he got to get up here on this motherfucker and try to damn peacock and fucking have a pissing contest with a complete stranger that don't want to have shit to do with you. They act like the whores that raised them, and y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all ever hooked up with a ghetto bitch, that's the way they do. They don't want to leave you alone. Down here in Charleston, South Carolina, we got what they call the fucking horsefly. You can swat at that motherfucker. You can damn bait to kill this motherfucker, and it'll still keep coming back to you. That same single fly will make it its mission to bug you. That's the way these Negro net orcs are. And I've seen them get worse. Look at what they done to one of my fellow melanated broadcasters. They tried to have his daughter taken away. Tried to accuse him of sexual abuse and physical abuse because they disagree with his opinions online. But you worry more about a man's opinions online that's revealing to you the truth that I reveal to you versus actually going after the motherfuckers that are hurting you. Now, you Negro net orcs, if y'all want to go after black people that are hurting you, then go after these motherfuckers. Troll them. Let them block you. When they ignore your phone calls, make your way to their office. Let them just know, just get on their motherfucking nerves. Do that for me. Let's see what kind of changes that will bring about. But you can't because you're a bunch of fucking cowards. You can't. There's nothing that represents black power strength about you. You're pathetic. You're weak. You're worthless. A waste of tax dollars. And I said it, a waste of tax dollars. And I pray that your bastard offspring would be taught in a different manner than what you have to offer them. The same way y'all want to be Negro net orcs to people that deliver the truth, and call them shucking and jiving Uncle Toms. Look at what they did to Kevin Samuels. They went through hell and high water to get this man's personal information so they could put his ex-wife on a Skype call because he called out some trashy black bitch on his show. Oh, he can't talk to our queens that way. Fuck you. Fuck your queens. Your queens ain't shit. Your queens are the reason y'all asses are sitting in damn jail right now. Your queens are the same ones that will sell you out, sell your kids out, and keep shit going the way they are. They suck as queens. You suck as kings because you serve as their peasants. I said it, motherfucker. I went there. Tell me if I'm lying. You can tell me about my flag behind me. It can mean whatever it is it want to mean to you. But what's doing more damage to you right now? This or this? If this represents past slavery, this represents modern slavery. And I don't see a fucking Confederate battle flag flying behind them. So fiddle faddle, fuck you. It felt good to get that off my chest. This is why I love you patriots. I love when you guys give me the attention that you give me. Some of you guys actually email me and tell me I can't afford to give you anything, and I'm not asking you to. It's only a suggestion. I'm not asking you to give me a thing. It's only a suggestion. Because this thing is going to grow. It will be more people that can. But I'm not asking you to. It's only a suggestion. For the money that I put into doing this shit for you guys, I just do. But it's worth it to me because I had to get that off my chest. Or else I'd probably just be a fucking maniac and take it out on the first deppy that I see out there. Deppy will come up and say something stupid, and I'll smack the shit out of him. And my old lady will get the phone call. Hello, you have a collect call from the South Carolina correctional system. You have a call from Ricky. Do you accept the charges? Yeah. That's how hot this shit gets me, and this is my way to just like vent it out. So you guys helped me, so that's the reason I gave you a news network. When Melissa Foster came on board and gave me an internet, gave me a freaking website, we had, that just let me know something there. Not only is this an outlet for me to vent, But this is also my outlet to actually reach other like-minded people and actually convey my thoughts so that I may change the minds of people that are out there flying blinded. So this means now I got work to do. Now I got work to do. So with that being said, it's 6 o'clock p.m. It's Sunday. It looks like a good day to take the car out for a cruise. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in today. Remember, go to my website right here, www.themelanatedrebelnewsnetwork.com, or go to mrnewsnetwork.com. That'll take you to the same thing. I drop videos daily, letting some shit off of my chest. Let your friends and family know who's out there, that there's a patriot that's gotten their back. This is a safe space for you. You don't have to worry about us being deplatformed from here. You don't have to worry about being kicked off from hate speech from here. Because if a duppy wants to come on there, I will challenge them to a live show that will be only exclusive for the website so I can have my way with them and make them my bitch like they deserve. mrnewsnetwork.com, baby. MD Foster Creations 2021. And so, with that being said, Patriots, where we go one, we go all. United we stand, divided we fall. I'm Ricky Manor of the Melanated Rebel News Network signing off. God bless you all. God bless Trump.